Wow, incredible. Look at all these little fruit trees. A few months ago, we tried a technique that almost no one talks about, and this has been the result. Today, I'm going to show you step by step the tourniquet method, a very simple technique that will help you get an impressive amount of fruit, and also, if you want, you can use it to propagate a new fruit tree. So let's take a look. Today, I'm going to perform this technique on this lemon tree that's barely 2 years old. But the interesting thing is that this same method can be applied perfectly to much larger and much older trees. In this case, I'm only going to work on one branch, so you can see the whole process clearly. Besides, this tree doesn't really need this stimulus because it's very healthy, it has a lot of strength, and as you can see, it's already loaded with fruit. But precisely for that reason, it's perfect for teaching you the technique without putting the tree's development at risk. The first thing we're going to do is clean the area where we're going to work. We'll remove the leaves that might get in our way and leave the branch completely clear. The cleaner the area is, the more comfortable it'll be to work, and the better we'll see the whole process. Now we're going to mark with a marker the exact point where we'll place the wire. This small detail helps us work with precision and prevents the tourniquet from moving once it's placed. And now comes the most important part. This is the wire we are going to use. As you can see, it has absolutely nothing special about it. It's a galvanized wire that you can find in practically any hardware store. There's no need to buy any rare materials or specific tools. This wire is approximately 2 to 3 millimeters thick, which is more or less equivalent to 1/8 of an inch. It doesn't need to be an exact measurement either. The important thing is that it has enough strength to be tightened well without breaking or deforming easily. Now we're just gonna cut a piece of wire. The length will depend on the thickness of the branch. If the branch is thicker, we'll need a bit more wire. If it is thinner, we will need less. In my case, I'm gonna cut a piece of about 10 centimeters, or about 4 inches, because the branch I'm gonna work on is quite small. The important thing is that you have enough wire to completely wrap around the branch and be able to twist it a couple of times before tightening it with the pliers. Once it's cut, we wrap it completely around the branch and give it a couple of turns so it's well positioned, like this. At this point, there's no need to tighten it all the way yet. We just want to get it into the right position. Now, with the help of pliers, we're going to start twisting it little by little. Take your time. The important thing is that the wire gradually tightens until it's completely firm. And here is the key to the whole method. The wire must be nice and tight. We don't want it to be loose because then we won't achieve the effect we're looking for. It's not about breaking a branch either. We simply want to exert enough pressure to hinder the flow of the elaborated sap. And what happens when we do this? What we are doing is limiting the flow of the elaborated sap, which is responsible for transporting the sugars produced by the leaves to the rest of the tree. By hindering that passage, those sugars begin to accumulate above the tourniquet, and that accumulation triggers a physiological response in that part of the branch. That is precisely why this technique has been used for many years, as a way to encourage flowering and stimulate fruit production on specific branches of the tree. If you perform this technique too early or out of season, the tree may produce flowers when conditions are not right, and many of them will end up falling off. That is why it's so important to choose the right moment. Anyway, if you don't know the ideal time to do it on your fruit tree, don't worry. Leave it for me down here in the comments. Tell me what fruit tree you have and which country you're watching from, and I'll be happy to tell you the best time to apply this technique in your case. That way, you can do it at the right time and take full advantage of its potential. Alright, so we've got the tourniquet technique done. From here on, we could just leave the branch as it is and wait for the tree to do its work. But there's one thing that very few people take advantage of. Since we have the tourniquet done, this is the best moment to try to get a new fruit tree from this same branch. And how do we do it? Well, it's much simpler than it seems. The first thing we're going to do is make some small longitudinal cuts right above the wire. It's important that we make them above, since it will be in this area where we want to encourage the appearance of new roots. You don't need to make very deep cuts. All we're looking to do is scratch the bark little by little to expose the layer just underneath, the cambium. It's precisely from that area where the roots will later begin to develop. If the branch is thicker, you can make a few more cuts. If it's thinner, a few will be enough. The important thing is to distribute them around the entire branch so that the roots have several points from which to start developing. Once all the cuts are made, we are going to apply aloe vera over the entire surface. I usually use aloe because it helps keep this whole area well hydrated and creates a very favorable environment while the whole process begins. Now, we are going to leave this branch for a moment and prepare the next step. And here is a detail that many people get wrong. Before placing the substrate, I prefer to moisten it first. Why? Because if we put it in completely dry, it's very easy for air pockets to remain or areas where the substrate doesn't manage to be in contact with the entire surface of the branch. And that can make the rooting not as good as we expect. So we moisten it slightly until it is uniform, damp, but without becoming waterlogged. Meanwhile, we take a disposable cup and make a longitudinal cut from top to bottom. This will allow us to open it and place it around the branch without having to bend or damage it. Once the cup is in place, we gradually fill it with the moist substrate. As we add it, we will press down very gently with our fingers to eliminate any potential air pockets, but without compacting it too much. The only thing we want is for the entire area where we made the cuts to be perfectly surrounded by moist substrate. Once this is done, there is only one last step left. Now we are going to need some black plastic. In my case, I'm going to use a piece of a trash bag because it works perfectly, and I'm sure we all have one around the house. All we're going to do is completely wrap the cup with this plastic. And why are we doing this? Very simple. What we're looking for is to maintain moisture for as long as the branch needs to grow new roots. The more stable that moisture is, the better the conditions will be for the layering to be successful. To secure it, we simply tie it off at the bottom and at the top. There's no more mystery to it than that. The important thing is that it stays well sealed so that the substrate retains moisture for as long as possible. And that's it. With this, we've finished the entire process. From now on, maintenance is very simple. Every now and then, open the top slightly and check the substrate's moisture. If you see it starting to dry out, add a little water to moisten it again and close the plastic back up. There's nothing else you need to do. And that's it. Now, all that's left is to wait. In my case, about 2 months have passed, and look at the result. On one hand, the tree is already starting to respond to the tourniquet, inducing flowering and preparing to produce a greater amount of fruit. And on the other, we now have a new lemon tree that is completely rooted. Look at the amount of roots it has produced. That is exactly what we were looking for. From here on, all that's left is to cut below the layering, separate it from the mother plant, and transplant it into a pod. For the first few days, I recommend keeping it in a semi-shaded area so it can adapt little by little while it develops its own root system. And it's as simple as that. With just one technique, we've managed to get more fruit and a new lemon tree. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.